he grew up watching the Browns a little bit just because they're always on the TV because they're closer by. So they definitely be a dream come true wherever I go.
10 FBS records, 10 FBS records, and led the nations in 105 categories. We've talked a lot about Shedeur Sanders on this channel, and for good reason, right? #1 in school records for single-season passing yards, pass completion, pass touchdowns, completion percentage, as well as being #1 in FBS history for pass completion percentage. But I got to tell you, there's a Browns teammate on Shedeur's new team that is more legendary, specifically in college football, than Shedeur Sanders. His name is Harold Fanin. Now, he was looked at as one of the top tight ends coming into this draft, but people look at him as an interesting figure, almost an Isaiah Likely type build when it comes to what he's going to be utilized for. Not the same build, because Isaiah Likely is like a little taller, probably a little more smoother. Isaiah Likely is about 6'3", but he's a pure receiving tight end. He don't do none of that blocking stuff. At least it's nothing that we saw at Bowling Green, obviously coming from a small school in Bowling Green. Today, I'm going to give you a little bit of his background, and more importantly, we're going to go into all of the lengthy FBS records that he has broken as a tight end. And don't get it twisted, Harold Fanin led the league, FBS, all of college football. That's out of wide receivers, tight ends, and everything, and receiving yards this year. So you got to learn about him. And if you enjoy videos like this, we're going to be doing lots of different breakdowns as we're in the middle of mini camp. Like the video if you like it, dislike if you don't like it, subscribe if you like football content of all shapes and sizes. Let's hear about the legend of Harold Fanin Jr. So, interesting enough, Harold Fanin Jr. was a zero-star recruit coming into college, just like a zero-star recruit we talked about in Cam Ward, who's up there or down there, depending on where you live in Tennessee, doing his thing. Look at this stat line. I want to show you freshman year, 19 for 218. Hey, new tight end getting going. 44 receptions for 623. Hey, you're a tight end. 14.3 average, 6 touchdowns second year. You're doing big things, Harold Fanin. Harold Fanin, what happened? 117 receptions, 1,555 yards, 13 average, and 10 touchdowns. Zero-star prospect at Bowling Green. He was the entire Bowling Green offense. Do you even know what a Bowling Green is? Do you know where Bowling Green is? I had to double check. I think it's in Ohio. Oh, there it is. Canton, Ohio, to be specific. And more importantly, Harold Fanin actually played his high school football, and now I believe he's from Canton, Ohio. So that was great to see. And here are some of those backgrounds there. This is from the Browns page, and this is what we're talking about. Fanin has seemingly only played football in Ohio. Okay, and that's not going to change anytime soon. He was born and raised in Canton and played at McKinley High School before ascending as a tight end prospect at Bowling Green. At McKinley, Fanin was a 4-year varsity leader and played on both sides of the ball, but primarily as a safety. Okay, he was a first-team All-Ohio selection as a senior and was also named Stark County Player of the Year. He's still new to the tight end position. Fanin didn't become a tight end until Bowling Green. That would probably make sense why he has a zero-star recruit. I probably gonna have to. I did not know this about the tight end thing because when I do these videos, I like to go in a little raw, so I know what it is. I just gather information. But that's interesting. So when we do our next video on Harold Fanin, when he starts breaking NFL records, we'll go into his tight end. I mean, not his tight end, his safety background. But okay, so Green convinced him to make a switch. The transition started off with 216 receptions as a freshman, then took off immediately as a sophomore with the routes that we just saw. No one saw what was coming his junior year, though. He produced the greatest tight end season in FBS history, dog. It's just no like I'm telling y'all, this is. We're not talking about Shedeur Sanders and this is just his teammate and we can make a video about him. No. I've been wanting to make a video about Harold Fanin. I just got busy and other stuff, so it just makes it that much easier that he is Shedeur Sanders' teammate. I was looking at, I remember because it was coming deep into the what's it called, the Heisman race, and I would go and look at the who's leading the Triple Crown. Nick Nash, I believe, who went undrafted to the Atlanta Falcons out of San Jose State. He got the Triple Crown. He led in receptions, yards, and touchdowns. Nick Nash was always #1 in receiving yards. But then there was another name. Every time I would check it to see if Travis Hunter was winning the Heisman or who was winning the Heisman or XYZ or comparing who could win Heisman, and it was Harold Fanin, a tight end out of Bowling Green. So Fanin lit up the Mid-American Conference in all of FBS in 2024 with a stunning year that included 117 receptions. We talked about that. That included a dominant showing against Penn State. Again, who you do it against matters. Against Penn State. went to that national championship run, almost made it to the final. That Penn State, where he hauled in 137 receiving yards and 11 touchdowns. Or sorry, and a touchdown on 11 receptions. Texas A&M, SEC talent, right? Where he had totaled 8 catches for 145 and a touchdown. Those performances put Fanin on the map as one of the best tight end prospects of the draft class, and his record-setting season cemented him as one of the best catching prospects, pass-catching prospects likely to be available on day 2. He will forever be a Bowling Green legend. In addition to setting FBS single-season records, in 2024, Fanin also became the only player in Bowling Green history to become a first-team All-American. He led the nation in over 105 receiving categories and outpaced even the best wide receivers in the nation. Like I told you, he's one of the youngest players on the roster as well. He's only 20 years old. God, making me feel old. I'm not going to tell you how old I am, but golly, you got all these broken records at 20. I think I was on my second car. I'm 20, so not in a good way because my Honda Dizzily gave up on me. But it's not about me. This is about Harold Fanin. And going into it, like I want y'all to know, I'm not exaggerating. I don't. This is not a video that needs to be brought up. And I was bored. And how do I make an idea? And dog, look at what you're looking at right now. I don't know. I'm not sure how well you can see it. These are first the honors. This is the honors list. These are the 21 Bowling Green records, and we're going to read it. I just want to show you. All right. These are the career FBS tight end receiving rankings, okay? And then career MAC tight end receiving rankings. If you can see, we're going to come back to it. I want to show y'all him in action because we've been doing a lot of yapping. But before we read all this, 2025 Senior Bowl participant at BGU's first ever consensus All-American. And then it goes on a list of other awards and accolades so deep. It's like Bible print, single space, 21 Bowling Green records. We're going to read those as well as get into leading the nation's tight ends and 100. Dog, look at all of this. 10 FBS records. Y'all not ready for it. And going deeper, on what this looked like, again, we saw Penn State 11 receptions, 137, Texas A&M 8 receptions, 145, Arkansas State 213 yards and a touchdown. Boy, that boy can get it done. As you can see. Look at we'll come back to here because I've been doing a lot of yapping. Let me show you what he looks like first in the Senior Bowl. Now, a big thing that he got harped on was that he's not smooth, right? There's a way, but man, does he know his way around, not just routes, right? Because when you're a great route runner, right, you know how to manipulate space, you know how to manipulate leverage. Harold Fanin is so interesting because if you can see, he's not the fastest. He looks a little stiff, quote unquote, but he works these routes to perfection. Look, he's going to get locked in with this guy. Oh, well, I'm sitting down. No, I'm not. Like that, this is what you're getting from Harold Fanin. You're not going to get some elite speedster, speed demon, whatever. You're going to get an intelligent football player who knows how to get open, right? And knows how to create separation at 20 years old in unorthodox ways in the end zone, right? He's 6'3.5", right? And he just wants to get any small dog. Do you see this? And look, tight ends are receivers now, right? Tight ends are receivers now, so it's not a big deal. But you get him all up in you, right? Love what he does here. Does he push him off his line? A little bit, right? He gets pushed off 2 to 3 yards off, but he stays strong. And not only does he stay strong, look what he does at the top. Rocker step. Please, my receivers, let me know. Is that really a rocker step? But aggressive step here. And what does that do? Allows him to create space. And he did all that leaning, giving him some space. Boom, breakout. And I mean, dog, I could have, you know what I'm saying? I'm open for that. I'm not sure if you can tell. I'm no athlete, right? Here he is putting somebody else in the blender, right? And again, what thought process here? I believe he's going against linebackers. Inside leverage, right? He's got this outside leverage. Okay, well then let me take advantage of that. I'm gonna go inside, and I'll guarantee you where he's gonna work. Rocker step, and I'm working this outside. It's so funny because we just did one-handy jammy. Sorry. Because we were just looking at Jimmy Horn do the same thing in the East-West Shrine Bowl. This is bag work, son. Get big. Oh, I'm climbing right on top of you. And what do? I'm not gonna let you what's it called? I'm not just gonna let you say, oh, I'm going inside and I'm just inside. What does he do? He gets inside, but then gets right back outside, stacks his guy. But more importantly, as he's stacking, what does he do? He stays vertical. He doesn't drift. He doesn't drift to make him this linebacker start cheating. No, he gets back where he needs to be on his line, keeps it vertical. Boom. That freezes him. Roger step, and then now I got space. This guy's cooked. And even though he does a great job catching him, as you can see, he's not the fastest, right? He did all that. I mean, the ball took a second to get there. This ball should have been released right here, right? This ball should be out, and boom, there's his window. He should have that. Ball takes a little longer to get there. It doesn't matter what someone dripped on him. One hand, he's catching a ball. This is what I mean. He's meant to just catch footballs. I don't know how you feel about his speed. I don't know how you feel. 6'3.5" might be too small for you. He might not be a blocker, but I'm telling you, he's going to get open and he's going to catch balls. Pause. All right. That's all this kid knows how to do. That's it. It's just, how do I find space in the defense? How do I find space? Where is he? Oh, and speaking of, he can't block. Here he is blocking right here on the edge there. He's going to come across. Okay. Yeah, I like it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he can block. Maybe he can bring a little bit of that. Now, I was North Dakota State defender, but you know, it is what it is. Some more angles as well of him, you know, doing what he does best. This is the other angle of him, of that other route where he sits, fakes it, and then boom. Like, I've watched a lot of football. I've never seen this in a game. I probably, you know, you probably have, like, probably in small ways, but I haven't seen this very often. You definitely don't see that out of tight ends, the way he's manipulating his body and things like that. And then, of course, when the Browns minicamp gets together and gets going, right, and you can see he definitely has an interesting running style. Like, if you look at him, he looks like he's kind of scooting. But even here, routes on air, look at the subtlety in his route running, right? He's running this with almost looks to be he really does. It's so weird. He looks to almost be running what do you call that when you run just straight at the post? Not a post, but there's another word for it. I forgot. Not a clear out, but you know, he takes this route. I like that again. Even at the top, what does he do? Squares his hips to get there. Boom, breaks off. Man, he ate up. He took all that up, man. He ate all that space up in the best way possible. I think Dillon Gabriel is going to find him here too. And I really like his presence, to be honest with you. I know there's a lot to be said about a presence of him, but when he lines up, man, he does seem like, you know what I'm saying? He want to make some magic happen. Like, boom. First off, shout out to Dillon Gabriel for putting this thing out there, right? I like Dillon Gabriel because you know, it's easy to just judge and say, oh, well, he put that up in a peculiar situation. At the NFL, you're going to have to trust your arm and trust your players to go make a play at the back of the end zone, right? And the fact that Harold Fanin is more than willing to do that through contact, as you see, there's a hand on him right here. The fact that he's more than willing to do that through contact, and Dillon Gabriel is more than willing to throw it, I think is going to be positive for them just as they go forward. I think this is another angle of that back end zone. And look at what he has to deal through. Not only look at what he has to go through, but again, I say shout out to Dillon Gabriel. Look when he throws this ball. Look how nasty he is. All this congestion on the inside here. Boom. He's getting bumped. And this is what he's going to have to deal with. He's going to be a goal line target, but not in the traditional way of just, I'm taller than you, but hey, I'm going to out athlete you. I'm going to out bully you. I'm going to out mind you when it comes to the space of when it comes to the space left in the end zone. He's getting held right now, and Dillon Gabriel makes the decision to throw it. He's cocked up. He sees him crossing this face. Oh, I got it. Let me throw it up for my guy, give him a chance, and boy, does he give him a chance. Now, does he get both feet down? He does not get both feet down. So this is just a collegiate catch, but at the same time, absolute phenomenal work. And you know, like I said, y'all can see what he do. This is, you know what I'm saying, out in space. You know what I'm saying? He moves like he shouldn't be moving like that. Get out there. I just want to show you. Look how slow this stop was. It was a slow stop, but he knows how to use his body. Nasty stiff arm, great contact balance when he gets there. So you can say he's not smooth. You can say he's not these things, but what you cannot say is that he is not one of the greatest tight ends to ever play football at a collegiate level. And that's not me saying it. That is the statistics saying. So Harold Fanin, with the best single season performance of any FBS tight end in at least a decade. Here's Harold Fanin when it comes to first down per route run and then yards per route. He is out all the way up here. The only person who's close to him is Kyle Pitts. And if y'all remember Kyle Pitts, legendary Florida top, I mean, if you don't, comment down below because I'll just make a video about it and we'll walk you through the legendariness of Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts was supposed to be who Brock Bowers is right now. He was supposed to come in and blaze the league and go crazy. Harrison Bryant and Brock Bowers in these 2 seasons, which he's had some crazy. Oh, and Isaiah Likely. Well, would you look at that? I think, like I said, I really do think he is an Isaiah Likely clone, but not in the same way. I think the way he's going to be utilized as a secondary tight end that doesn't do a lot of blocking, but is a crafty mismatch for your offense. That's what he's going to be utilized. And I just want to make sure that we stop here. Harold Fanin Jr. had a historical 2024 season, 117 receptions, FBS record, FBS tight end record, 868 yards after contact, PFF era record, 32 missed tackles forced, PFF era record, 32 missed tackles. Yay! 96.5 receiving grade, PFF era. And like I said, and I alluded to earlier, we were going to get right back to it. 2024 Senior Bowl participant, right? Walter Camp All-American, AFCA All-American, Associated Press All-American, FW. Oh my goodness, broke 21 Bowling Green records, single game receiving yards, single all-purpose yards, XYZ elemental P, 10 FBS records, 10 FBS records, and led the nations in 105 categories. This is someone who is going to be legendary in their own right. He's a part of the new era of just receiving tight ends. I would love to see that he can block. I would love to see him, lay that hammer down. And Cleveland Browns, y'all don't just got one legendary player. It seems like y'all got a nice slew of it. The Browns are definitely doing a good job of acquiring talent because you now have one of the most legendary tight ends to ever play the game of football. Appreciate y'all rocking with me. I like the video if you like it, dislike if you don't like it, subscribe if you enjoy these types of videos. If there's a different type of video you want to see or different thing you want me to cover, comment it down below. I cannot thank y'all enough for the support over these last few days. Thank you to all the new subscribers as well. You're great. Keep being great. We know you're great. I know you're great. So just keep doing what you're doing, man. Peace.